The black horse comes to judge those who are not prepared for the harvest, and the angels who are cast down from the higher heavens into bodies of grotesquerie. That's you and I. That is all of us in this third dimension. Fallen angels looking to reclaim their wings. You reclaim your wings by the expansion of consciousness, the commitment to ascension, which is really inscension, but that's particulars and neither here nor there. Because the black horse comes to judge. And yes, there is a weighing, there is discernment, a separating. Not everyone will get the trophy. They are weighed with the good seed and are revealed as the seeds of Lucifer that had not borne heavenly fruit and could not be gathered with the denarius of the Christ. Each was measured according to his worth, like a flower on the branches of the tree of life in the days of the last fruits. And the balance of life was called forth before the throne to give account of its creative wisdom. As sprouts of Lebanon in Israel in the summer days, the good wheat was gathered and divided from the chaff. In like manner, the barley was ripe for harvest. And the righteous were called forth to prepare for the feast day of the Lord in the temple of the Most High. Like a luxuriant olive tree full of berries, the olive oil was gathered of those sons of Israel who could stand before the Lord in the altar of majesty, as Yeshua stood upon the Mount of Olives. And Michael stretched forth his hand to the cup, and poured out the wine from the grapes, and poured it out as sweet smelling savor to the Most High King. And this is the judgment of those in the heavens. Those who were spared were anointed by the oil of the eternal light, having partaken of the wine of the Lord's Supper. And when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, Come. And I saw and looked a pale horse, and the one seated upon it had the name Death, and Hades, Acadia, Sheol, Nephilim was closely following him. Hohenheim, and authority was given them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with a long sword, and with food shortage, and with deadly plague, and by the wild beast of the earth. And I saw how temporal death had no dominion over the righteous soul, the membrane of glory that was to go on. This membrane of glory is your arc of consciousness. It is the sum total of all the fruits that you have been gathering. It is essentially your salvation. And I was reading from the Book of Knowledge, the Keys of Enoch, which are symbolic, spiritual lessons, scientific cosmology, which describe the evolution of human consciousness. And it uses dramatic language for certain, biblical language. I think that's part of the plan. It shocks people from perhaps their complacency. I know the 501c megachurches aren't teaching this spiritual technology It's just more of the same. They're keeping people in stagnation, but these keys use striking language. Yes, interdimensional brain surgery takes place. My post Kundalini activation in 2021 for 6 months, every night was a carnival with the entities and the energies and the poppings and the goings on, the paranormal carnival that took place for 6 months as my consciousness was rearranged within this with this light body activation, whole light beings, visitations of whole light beings. You can understand it if it makes you feel safer metaphorically, but there is a reality beyond our little five senses. And the keys of Enoch is that reality. And therefore, as part of that reality, I would like to offer the Brotherhood of Light, the charter, the axioms of coherent awakening. And yes, I'm consciously employing the Brotherhood of Light. And ultimately, we understand the body, the physical body, the genetic vehicle is just a meat suit. And sure, there are many people who are identified with the body and they're going through all that drama, and that will lead them into hell, and they will stay there within the hell of their physicality, never rising into the higher dimensions. But the Brotherhood of Light, because ultimately all who are on this path, regardless of your what's between your legs, your gender, we are all part of the Brotherhood of Light from the Father of Light that issues forth from the Shivaya creatrix void. But the Brotherhood of Light, so what I'm getting at is all who are identified with their eternal Atman, eternal energetic self, are in this Brotherhood of Light. But no OnlyFans drama, no weak males who forego their spiritual development to look at porn all day. You're not in this brotherhood. You're not. I'm the gatekeeper, and ultimately, I will be the administrator. And I'm administrating, making the administrative declaration of the Brotherhood of Light is transcendent beyond what's between your legs and is solely defined by the commitment to the path of light and consciousness, which includes darkness, which includes sometimes taking 2 steps back to get 1 step forward. But within the ashram of the new Elohim, that darkness is measured and controlled, and it will not fool around with the light. This is a fellowship dedicated to the cultivation of clarity, coherence, and responsibility within human consciousness. It arises from the recognition that humanity's present crisis is not fundamentally technological, political, or metaphysical, but perceptual. A fragmentation of attention, identity, and meaning. And throughout history, initiatory traditions have described moments of unveiling using apocalyptic language. The Brotherhood of Light affirms that such language is symbolic, not literal. It names inner transformation, not outer catastrophe, awakening, not annihilation. And this charter, this Brotherhood of Light charter, sets forth the principles by which members orient themselves, not toward escape from the world, but toward conscious participation within it. And the foundational principles are as such. Awakening is not achieved through uncovering hidden enemies, decoding secret mechanisms, or projecting fear into cosmic narratives, but through the restoration of inner coherence by relinquishing compulsive self-descriptions. And what has been called apocalypse is the symbolic collapse of false narratives and the return of rhythm to consciousness itself. True initiation does not externalize fear into cosmology or ideology. It internalizes responsibility into presence. And when narrative identity loosens, the nervous system settles, and consciousness recognizes itself as prior to belief. Love becomes intelligible, unity becomes self evident, and the Christ state is revealed not as a person or prophecy, but as a universally accessible mode of coherent being.